Carl and Brendan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for short, and it's reaction time. Yes, we're doing some reactions, and it's a favourite of the channel, a band we've done a fair few reactions to and are returning to again. It's Grimgotts, the power metal band from the UK. Should be no strangers to you if you follow us and listen to us talk about this band. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of what they do. Brendan, I know at least from what the last time we did this. What was the last one? What was the last
Ride
one
the
we did?
Storm.
Ride the Storm was the
Yeah.
last one we did, which is still getting played today in my house. Phenomenal track.
Yep, same here.
Are you is your mind still pretty much the same on the fence with them, or where are you at? I don't know.
Um, no, I'd say I lean more towards liking now.
Hmm.
It's a weird thing, like when you find a song that you truly, really like. So now when you say the word Grimgotts to me, all I hear is the Ride the Storm song. Do you know what I mean? So that's like
Yeah.
I'm positive. Whereas previously to finding that song that I really enjoyed, I was hearing other songs which I didn't hate or anything like that, but it wasn't like the same level. Because now, someone says Grimgotts in my head, I just simply go, "Let's ride the storm," and start going. But yeah, no, I'm definitely way more positive towards them and much more excited for another Grimgotts song than I previously would have been.
Okay, cool. Well, of course, this is the second single from their upcoming new album, The Time of the Wolf Rider, which will be released at some point this year. No official date on that by Elevate Records. The first single was very good, very traditional Grimgotts. And this one, right, I got to tell you, because this one was sold to me by one of the band members and sort of said, look, you know our music when we do sea-based stuff tends to be shanties, tends to be a bit sea shanty. That's not what this track is. And that kind of made me go, okay, all right. And I've heard it before because I reviewed it for the single slam, but then I put it to the side because I didn't want to over listen to it in anticipation for eventually doing in a singles and a reaction video and so on. All I can say is it's not what you would expect. Well, not what you would expect when you read a Grimgotts song called "Return to the Sea." This album is clearly an evolved Grimgotts and certainly one that's becoming more cinematic. I think more than anything else. That's all I can really say about it. I don't want to say too much, obviously. He's got to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I'll make my own mind up. Thank you very much.
Exactly. But yeah, let's just dive into it. It's a 6 minute track. And 3, 2, 1, go.
It is called Return to the Sea. Yeah, that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Flee this land, Wolf Rider. There are werewolves in these woods. Make for the country of Noland with great haste.
And is that man? Those lyrics are so power metal, aren't they?
Sorry, I forgot to press play at the beginning of it, and then got an
Oh,
ad, so I was about 5 seconds behind you.
oh, okay. I was saying, those lyrics are so power metal, aren't they?
Yeah, I might not mind it though. I love power metal, so
Yeah, yeah, no complaints
I'd
here. I
almost
mean,
get a
it's,
bit disappointed if power metal suddenly started like writing lyrics that were too serious. You know what I mean? It'd be weird, wouldn't it?
I mean, death metal writes about gutting people and ripping and dripping, eating their entrails. Power metal sings about forests and seas and trolls and werewolves and shit like
It
that.
must be werewolf season at the moment because I was listening to a couple of other songs recently by some other bands, like Powerwolf, for example, have also released
Yeah.
a werewolf-based song, so it must be werewolf season.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Everyone gets
Maybe
inspired
it
at the
does
same
it.
bloody
Maybe it's a
time.
cycle thing, man. Maybe like they do orcs one year, werewolves next year,
And
sea creatures.
the big power metal meetings. All
Yeah,
the
yeah, they
nerds
go.
get together and
Yeah, it's
decide
like
what they're
the
focusing
Chinese New
on.
Year, isn't it? The Power Metal New Year. Like this year is the year of the werewolf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. It's very bombastic, isn't it?
Yeah, like I mean, you've listened to them an awful lot more than I am. So, like, obviously, I do this from a smaller sort of subset of knowledge.
Yep.
So for me, that's like the most epic kind of orchestral song I've heard of theirs. Obviously, with
Hmm.
other songs having all of those elements, but I felt like the orchestral side of that was more prominent. And actually, there were points in it where I wasn't not in a bad way, but I felt like the orchestra was actually the prominent music over, say, the guitars and stuff like that.
Mm.
During some of the earlier verses, now I don't mean that in a
Yep.
negative way whatsoever, because I thought it sounded great. It sounded very,
Yep.
very big. It sounded bombastic. It also has quite like a rich tone to it as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, what you said at the beginning, or what they've said about it maybe not being what you would expect. I
Yep.
would agree with that. I feel like it does sound like an evolution in terms of the stuff that I've listened to, and that's possibly partially to do with my own journey. Of
Mm.
going from nah to oh, some of these songs are okay to oh my God, I love this song to then the next one I'm like coming at it from a sort of different perspective now, and it felt like a bigger song.
when when I sort of when I say evolution, because I mean, don't get, like there are many other tracks that have layers of so much more going on and stuff like that. What I mean is like it's for me, it's the evolution comes more from a sonic perspective and the quality of what I'm actually hearing in regards to actually hearing those layers clearly. I think you can pretty much pick out everything there. I think it gets downright weird and wild at times. There's obviously a section. God, it feels like about a minute long of effectively just guitar soloing and all these different
Mm.
in different ways. And before it comes back to the big chorus and stuff like that, that's stuff that to me is where I'm like, okay, this feels fresh and new and different for what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's the same as what I felt. It wasn't like even with the smaller subset of like music of theirs that I had listened to. Um, it was the not the production. Like it was just the feel of it that I felt like it had evolved.
Mm.
I almost okay, right. This is gonna sound harsh, but I don't mean this in a harsh way. But like just because I like to do things in exaggerated terms, right? I almost feel like when I listened to them in earlier songs when you showed them to me, there was almost an element of, oh, this is kind of cute. It's like a London band trying to be a big power metal band. It's good,
Yep.
but a little amateurish and but like lots of cool elements and all that. But you know, and then listened to a few songs, found bits I liked and all that. But I didn't really lose that feeling until I heard Ride the Storm when I was like, oh, this I gotta take this shit seriously, man. Like, this
Hmm.
isn't like this isn't a kind of second-hand version of a power metal band. This is a legitimate band, which then made me take it more seriously. This to me then sounds like a song in terms of quality and components and the overall feel and the richness of everything of it that I would expect from a band on the continent, a larger band. It sounds very, very mature and professional.
Good choice of words there, mature and professional. I don't think you're wrong for necessarily thinking that because ultimately when this band first came my way, it was previously, like it was like in the bio, previously a Harry Potter parody band. And
Mm.
that's kind of like, well, okay. And obviously, as they've gone on, you got to shake that and you got to shed that skin. This is clearly all about shedding that bit by bit and saying, look, actually, we are a bit more serious. We are able to do this. We have these talents in our ranks. We are this, we can hold our own against not just as well the continent, like towards Europe where power metal really is at its height, but the other larger power metal bands that we have that's, you know, also have, you know, gone up a few stages over the years and things like that. Fellowship, for example, and bands like that. I think this is Grimgotts kind of beginning. This album feels like, based off this song as well and the previous one, feels like this is them sort of going, okay, it's time to take us a bit more seriously. It feels that way.
Here's our next step. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is all we want to hear.
Mean, song's got a lot going for it. You know, it's very listenable. If it wasn't for the cover, the song, I wouldn't even get like in a good way the sea kind of vibe from it. Other than lyrically, I did. Obviously because he said return to the sea and stuff like that, but I wouldn't have got like the, you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't for the cover, I would probably never have even in my head listening to any part of that song that this should have any sort of shanty sort of sea stuff in it anyway.
Absolutely.
I did like, I mean, I really like his voice anyway. He's got a great voice, but I think it really works well in that song because it's got a very, very catchy chorus. And when he sings at that kind of like reasonably kind of consistent high tone, I don't sound stupid, but his voice is very melodic. It's very easy, like, and soothing to kind of go with it and listen to it. It kind of goes up and down, and it's like he's quite he's got a soothing kind of melodic voice. It's got power to it, but he's very easy to listen to. I liked the fact that, you know, we had that drop down bit into what started off with like a kind of quick riffing bit, and you're like, okay, here we go, a bit really quick picking on the guitars, and then into the solo. I didn't dislike anything in the solo, but there was one part of the solo, the last part of it, that was really different in terms of like whether there was an effect in play. I even at one point wrote, is this even a guitar? Like, I'm not sure this is a guitar or is this something else? It was just a really, really quirky kind of tone or effect, which I liked, but I was just like, huh, what is that?
Okay.
I was trying to like read the lyrics as they came up, obviously being a lyric video. This isn't their fault, but I did at one point because the lyrics stop because of the solo and stuff like that. Then they come back in for a chorus. Then they bring some kind of like advertisement kind of statements up, you know, like our new album is out. It's called this and it's out on this date, which they should do. And I didn't clock at first they weren't lyrics. So in my head I was singing that, and then I realized about 4 words in, I was like, our new album, how's that? And I was like, oh, these aren't lyrics. So I was like in my head, I'm going, our new album's out, you know.
Yeah, it works.
But yeah, like a big ending as well. Nice little key change, you know, the second kind of delivery of the chorus, and then he gets some really, really high notes as well. So, you know, I like it a lot, really, really do. I can see myself that being another Grimgotts song that I'll be playing a lot this year and probably beyond.
Well, let's hope then, based off this, then, you know, it's one of 2 tracks. You know, I presume you haven't actually heard the first single.
No, I don't think I have. No.
No, well, you know, we can't do Grimgotts on every part of the channel. So we'll, you know, Ancient Voices, hear them calling. It's out there and go check it out. But fingers crossed, this is a start of maybe a full Grimgotts album that ends up being quite pleasing to you. I think it will be.
I'm excited to hear it. You know, that's the thing. Like, you go back 2 years ago, I had no problem with Grimgotts, and if an album came out, I might check it out at some point if time allowed. Whereas now I'm like looking forward to this album coming out because I'm expecting to like it. So, and that's a massive, massive U-turn from me. So
yeah, I'm not a person that needs to be sold, folks. You know, I'm still literally, before we even started these videos, I had Tale Sagas and Legends playing in the background. You know, so I'm still listening to that 3 EPs, that full album, the 3 EPs combined now, and occasionally the singles that got released after it as well. So for me, there's nothing to be sold here. I'm already all in. I expect to love it as well. I'll be very surprised based on what I've heard already, the 2 singles. If I didn't, I thoroughly enjoyed Return to the Sea. I just want to mention as well, just having that, and it's how it starts and how it ends, and it pops up, just that heavy drumming, and then what in the background, right in the background, you've got that what voices going on. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, where you're adding that cinematic value to your songs. Yeah, there it is, Return to the Sea by Grimgotts. You got any thoughts you want to share? Anything you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news, and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.